video.
Okay. All right, so start from, wait, it was Alexa who had the first. You tell the beginning.
So it was recess, and we were all like just doing our thing, and then they like said over the loudspeaker something, but we couldn't hear it. And so then we're all like, what? But then like 5 minutes later, something else comes over the loudspeaker, and it's like, you may blue hallway, you may now lock your doors. And so now we're like, what's happening? And then like 3 minutes later, like big planes that are like close to the ground like fly over the school. So we're like, oh no, it's the Russians. And then another plane like comes over, so we're like, oh no, it's the Russian. But we were all like not like legitimate scared. It was like fake scared, if that makes sense. Like we didn't think anything was actually wrong. We were kind of like joking about it. And then we just like hang out for the rest of the time. And then they're like, okay, you may now resume your activities. And then we just went to lunch, and I ate my pizza, and it was really good. No, I didn't eat my pizza. I ate my... Okay.
Thursday, no pizza.
When I was in math class, over the loudspeaker, they said that that teachers need to lock their doors, put in our magnets, and put down our shades. So my teacher, Mrs. Ellis, she went down. She was like locking all the door. She was locking the door, putting in like 4 magnets so that I couldn't be opened from the outside. And then she shut down our blades, and she like spent like a few minutes making sure the door was locked and couldn't be opened. And then she shut the blinds of the windows, and she told us that just do our regular thing. So we did, and then Mrs. Ellis got a phone call, and she told all of us that she wanted to let us know that she had everything under control, and she knew what to do, and she like was talking to Mrs. Adamo, a teacher in our room, for a really long time, and normally, I know this is kind of like a stalker thing to know, but there's this girl in our class that goes with a teacher.
Leah?
Yeah, she goes with a teacher at like, math class ends at 12:05, so she goes with the teacher at like 11:40, and she didn't go with this teacher today. Which meant because they couldn't go out in the hallway. And then over the loudspeaker again, we hear, teachers, keep your doors locked. Second grade hallway, check your locks to make sure they're completely shut. And then Mrs. Ellis gets another phone call, and she's like, okay, guys, I'm going to be completely honest with you. I know some of you are worried. A lot of the times when we have to do these lockdowns like this, it's because nearby banks got robbed, and people who rob banks are bad people and might have weapons. And if they're around the school, we just have to make sure all of you guys are safe. And so me and my friends were really scared, because if it was a bad person with a weapon that was nearby the school, they could probably like, I don't want to say get into the school, but like,
I get what you're saying.
yeah, and they like, we were like, in there for a few more minutes, and then Mrs. Ellis and Mrs. Adamo started talking for like a really long time, and Mrs. Ellis went and got to go check the doors again, and then when we were leaving, we heard over the loudspeaker, resume your normal activities, and keep your doors locked. And I'm not really sure what was going on, if it was like some of the teachers were saying that there was a kid who was misbehaving, but that didn't really make any sense.
Well, that did happen last year.
And no, it didn't.
There was a kid throwing, well, maybe it was at Cheshire, but there was a kid throwing laptops, and it was like a safety hazard.
And it was really scary. And then at recess, a bunch of kids were saying that it was a robbery at a nearby bank, and that they had a weapon and they were coming, and and people thought they were coming to the school, so it was scary.
Reagan,
But
is that
I'm
why
not
you
really-
were crying after school and said you had a bad day? Is that why?
Turn the camera off!
Reagan,
Turn it off!
is that
Turn
why?
it off! Turn it off!
Reagan,
Turn it off!
Here, why
Turn
are
it
you
off!
doing that?
Turn it off!
Listen, if you
Turn it off!
if you guys would have really been in danger, they would have contacted all
Turn
the
it off!
Listen, if you were really in danger, they would have contacted all the parents and told us, and they never did.
Also, the police, if it was like a general, like it's like coming on the premises,
Is that
the,
why
the
you-
police would have been like there less than 3 minutes.
Oh,
It wouldn't have been like, okay guys, we're gonna wait, and then if it gets like more serious than it already is, then we'll call the cops.
I know, and they would tell us, like they have to by law. Whenever there something happened at Lucy and Molly's school, and they had to tell all the parents. So, I love you. I think that you can break your code for 1 week and sleep with us tonight. I want you to. I want you to know that you're safe.
Nice work, Reagan.
Turn